take some gray, because these ears are gray, roll them. These are floppy and they're quite large ears, so I'm gonna roll them. It's gonna be like around that size, a little bit smaller, since I'll be felting it in. When you felt it, the wool condenses and gets a little smaller. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put it aside and grab the same amount of wool. I like to do that around the same time as both, otherwise I'll do like what I did now and grab too small, and then the ears will not be the same size. Sometimes it's hard to get the right size. Forgot to mention also, like some of the other things I've done, I like pretty much anything that you're going to be attaching, I like to leave a little bit of wool on the end that's not been felted. So you can't really tell, but I left this not felted. Basically done. I'm just going to felt a little bit extra. Okay, so both the ears are done. They're dense. They're not like super thick, but they're good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and take one ear and kind of decide where I want it to be placed, and I'm going to stab it in. Don't stab too much because you might have to move around if you don't like where the placement is, because I like to line them up as evenly. So now I stab them in both a little bit. I'm just going to check, make sure that these are in the right spot and that they're as even as they can be with each other. Then I'm going to stab it in a little bit more on both sides. And then I like to fold over the ear and stab on the other side of the ear. Fold it back down. Do that on the side too. And then just like with the tail, I like to be extra cautious and make sure that it stays in. So I'm going to take some wool and I'm going to stab it on the underside of the ear just to kind of almost glue it together, but without glue. And I'm going to do that on the other side. Take more wool. I'm going to fold this ear down and I'm going to put the wool on the top. I like to use quite a bit on the ears just because like they're usually pretty floppy, so they're way more likely to be pulled off. Both ears, just put it on the top and then we're good. If you want it flat, you can kind of leave it. I like them to be out a little bit. This ear's a little bit bigger than the other one, so I'm gonna stab it a little bit. There we go. So now he has ears. He's starting to look like a dog, kind of. I'm gonna push his head up because it's not up enough. Okay, start with the spots. So this dog has, in some of the photos, it's kind of a gray spot, but I want to make it more defined. So you can really see the spots. So I'm gonna use black, which I'm just reaching into my stash over here of all my wool is out right now. Okay, not all of it, but quite a bit. Okay, I probably should have done the color on the ear before I added it onto the head just because it's a little easier, but it can be done. I'm gonna just fold the ear over and lay it on the side of my mat like this. I'm also gonna move some of these over because I feel like my desk is crowded and I don't know if you can see all this, but it's bothering me. Okay, so you can choose what the spots where you want them. I like to do pretty large spots on the ears, or at least I'll do one large spot and then like two smaller spots. So I'm just gonna stab in the spot. I have to stab it in quite a bit just so it doesn't fall off. And then I'm gonna take a little less wool and I like to, for the spots, I just roll it in my fingers until it becomes the shape I want it, which is like almost circle-ish, but not completely. I'm gonna just add another spot here. Because I filled up most of the ear, I probably won't do 3 spots on this. I'll probably just do 2. And I'm gonna go ahead, I might do a tiny one right here actually. Just a tiny one. Every time I do this, like I do these ones and I'll sell them on Etsy, but each one has totally different spots. Like the dog itself will look pretty similar, but the spots I cannot make identical. I just can't. Okay, I'm gonna do the other ear. I like to do both ears different. I don't want to like copy like a butterfly's wing. I don't want it to be identical. You can do that, but I feel like dogs don't have identical ears. Just gonna take a bit more wool and do another spot. I think I'm gonna do a time lapse of this because the spots take an extremely long time. So it's done, the spots are done. Tail actually looks kind of small. I probably should have made it longer. I left the neck mostly empty because I do the eyes and I sew them on, so I'm gonna end up covering that again. So I like to leave it blank so I don't have to do that twice. I'm gonna do the head, so I'm gonna do black on the top of the head, black on the muzzle. When I say black, I mean spots. And then after that, it does have a few more brown spots that I'll do after. So let's get to that. Okay, so that's done. I left the neck a little bare. I'll probably add a few more spots after I do the eyes. So I'm gonna add the nose and the rest of the coloring, and then I'll add the eyes. But it is almost done. Okay, it is done. It just needs some eyeballs, and yeah. So we got all the spots on. They took a while. I might felt down the ears. When I felt down ears, I don't want them completely down. So I just do about a little triangle, just a few times. Triangle on this side. I don't know why I do that, but it works. And then they're pretty felted. They kind of flop around, but at least they stay like closer to the head. So let me get the eyes. So I do bead eyes, so I just buy some beads. I buy these from Michael's, but you can buy them from other craft stores as well. I choose this size. I was doing a smaller size eye, and then I think I started making my felted animals a little bigger, so now I need bigger eyes. So I grabbed 2, and then now I need to get my needles.